Hello and welcome to Richard Plays Games. My name is Richard and I play games, and welcome back to Parkitect. We are back in Parkitect and we are continuing our playthrough of the vanilla Parkitect campaign. So let's get going. Last week we did Victoria Lake and we were pretty happy with it, but we could do Western Roundup, but I'm actually going to skip it for the moment. We will absolutely come back and do it, but I've just really been looking forward to doing Coral Caldera, and the description is: a wealthy entrepreneur has purchased this idyllic caldera in the middle of the ocean and wishes to turn it into a bustling attraction. Park entrance needs to remain free. The goals are to have an overall park rating of at least 70%, to sell at least 800 tickets, and then we have the optional goals of selling at least 400 park tickets, which we'll have to do our non-optional goal, and then lastly complete all non-optional goals by the end of December year 2, which as always we will absolutely be going for that 100% completion. So let's get going. Okay, let's have a look and see what we've got. I love this little starting area, this kind of little boat dock port kind of thing. If we hide the scenery, we can see that that's hiding our warehouse, which is perfect. And then there's the paths that go underground and the delivery pipe, I think, for lack of a better word. But yeah, just a nice big flat open space. So let's jump in. Okay, I'm playing the Adventureland loop from Disney because it was what I was listening to when I started to build this park, because it was the theme, the kind of vibe that I really wanted to go for. This just tropical was the word I had in my head when I started to build, and it wasn't, like a specific tropical place. It's not, specifically the Pacific or specifically the Caribbean or anything like that. It was just tropical. That was the theme, okay? You might have noticed that the video is very quick, and that's because I was really working to put in a lot of effort into this particular one because I was enjoying it so much. But because of that, it meant that I had a lot more footage than I would normally have. So my apologies if it's a little bit nauseating. I think I normally speed up about 8 times. This is 15. So it kind of shows how much I really, how much effort I put into this particular park, because I really did love it. I really did enjoy it. So starting with like an entrance village area, lots of inspiration from quite a few different places actually. The entrance area from the Animal Kingdom park at Disney World was a big one. I looked at a lot of images of that on Street View and stuff like that. This sort of souvenir gift shop building that we're doing now, very heavily influenced by a specific building there, the colour scheme especially. But that was kind of when I looked at lots of places, I looked at Adventurelands and various Disney parks as well, and what I really got was that, when you do these kind of, this theming, this kind of tropical, nondescript tropical area theming, there's lots of colours, there's lots of different, styles, right? It's not just one obvious way of making it look a particular way. So that's what I try to do, lots of different colours, and then fill in all of the space, because I really wanted this to be a bit more of a higher end park. And when you do go to those parks, there isn't really much, when you're walking between areas, it's not like there's just empty grass kind of fields. Every inch of space is taken up with planters normally. So that's what I did here. You can see I've used lots of, embedded the fences into the ground to create these borders for the planters, and just filled in everything with palm trees and rocks and shrubs, just trying to keep that tropical vibe and theme going on. I haven't yet noticed, by the way, I don't know if you can see because it's so quick, but the depot building that I dropped down behind the shops there is the wrong way around. No one can get there to get the packages to deliver anything to shops, but we'll figure that out in a minute when none of the shops have stock. First ride then that we built is this monorail. I had when I first started thinking about what I wanted to build, I had real like Jurassic Park kind of vibes, or Jurassic World, I guess in this case, and it had, I thought about the monorail that you can see in that movie, and it just really was something I wanted to do. Plus, I'm a bit of a nerd for monorails, especially at theme parks. I really like monorails, theme park monorails, especially the ones at Disney. Whenever I went to a Disney park as a kid, the monorail was just something that I always wanted to ride, especially when you could sit in the front with the driver. 7-year-old me, when I got to sit in the front cab of the monorail at Walt Disney World, hashtag best day ever. It was, I really, I told all my friends when I got home. Anyway, enough about monorails. What we do is we put down a swinging ship, trying to do like we did before, where we put down some thrill rides to start, so that we try and avoid any vandalism, because it's the people that like the sort of more thrill-like rides that will vandalize if they don't have something that keeps them happy. The people that like gentle rides, they don't care. They'll be upset, but they won't break your stuff. But the thrill ride people will break stuff if you don't provide them with enough thrill rides or enough intensity to fill their needs. So that's why I went straight in with the swinging ship and putting a carousel down just at the beginning, like in this sort of before the monorail area, and then the rest of the stuff will be the other side of the monorail track. But just a nice gentle ride, so that we have a balance at the front here, and then a building for a vending machine, because that was something we did in our Victoria Lake build. Just takes up a nice little bit of space somewhere else for people to get snacks and everything as they are walking around. So yeah, we put a little vending machine building in just for people to grab some stuff. Building the station then for the monorail. This is sort of something that you're going to see as you enter the park. You see that lake with the rock work and then the cover for the path behind, and then sort of finished off with this monorail behind the monorail station behind. So it's something that I tried to make sure that it was a bit feature, like a feature building, something that you would, you're going to use it to navigate your way around. Another thrill ride, so we went with the Enterprise here. As you can see, as I'm putting things down and I'm leaving space, straight away the kind of fences are going down, the trees, the rock work, all of that kind of stuff, just to make sure that, like I said, every inch of space being taken up, properly themed, lots of decoration. One, because we need that 70% happiness or approval rating to complete the scenario, but two, because it's I just love it. It's just what we're going to do. Then this is the jumper that we've put down, just so another thrill ride, just again to keep the thrill seekers happy, and also that they're good money makers. The thrill rides, they make you a lot more money than the gentle rides, and money is going to be something that as not as much of an issue in this particular scenario, because we haven't got the need to not have the loan. Still, money is always useful for keeping us being able to build and research new stuff and keep expanding the park. Kind of put a frame around the jumper here. I don't know if I think it's tropical enough. I kind of like it. I wasn't sure about it when I first put it in, but the more I think about it, the more I look at it after I've finished the scenario. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I like it. Second food place going down now, because the pre-monorail food place that we put in didn't really have anywhere to sit, didn't have a seating area. So for this one, we're just going to put in somewhere like another food court, but with a seating area out the front, somewhere for people to sit and eat their whatever the shops I've put into that this building are. Again, this is kind of Animal Kingdom inspired. It's one of the shops again in the entrance area that I've used for inspiration. It's just inspiration. It's not a particularly good copy. It's a bit blocky. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but it's there now. It provides people with food and stuff like that. So you know what, we'll go with it for now, and we'll keep it how about is more gardens, more garden work. This really was the majority of the time that I spent on this particular scenario, was just gardens, trees, rocks, all that kind of stuff, filling in all of the space. And then we go into a junior coaster, just the first coaster, just something to cap off this, the first bit of the time lapse. So, we've talked through junior coasters. We've done a lot of junior coasters, so it's another sort of same thing, kind of over again. Wanted to make this sort of dive down underneath, before you get to the station, so that you kind of cross a bridge, and then the track is going to dive underneath the path, so you can stand on the path and watch the track dive underneath. And it took me a little while to get it sort of figured out, get it all fitting in, but we get there in the end. Anyway, that's enough for the time lapse. Let's get into the park in real time. Let's go through what we've got so far and talk about it some more. Right, I need to start by making a confession, and that confession is I've been paying absolutely no attention to what the month or the year is, and I've just realised it's October year 2, and there's absolutely no way I'm going to finish this within the time limit. If I have a look at how many tickets I'm supposed to be selling, another 313 tickets, there's absolutely no way that I'm going to be able to do that in a month. So I've screwed up. And that's just because I've been enjoying building this so much. I've just not been paying any attention. So I'm not going to start again. I could start again. I'm not going to start again because I just love this park too much. But I'll have to come back because the OCD part of me will not like having a non-gold little stamp on the main map. But anyway, let's just dive in and go through what we've got. So this is our entrance area. In my head I call it the entrance island when it's not an island. I don't know why, but lots of tropical vibes is what we're going for. Basically anywhere in the world that has sun and palm trees. So not necessarily Polynesian, not necessarily Caribbean, not necessarily, Asian, just anywhere that's tropical is kind of what I have in my head when I'm building this. Really, really like this little area. If we hide our scenery as always, we can see we've got a food shop. This is going to be like a gift shop. Whenever I get the souvenirs shop, I don't think I have it yet. No, if I get souvenirs, I'll add that in there as well. Yeah, lots of great stuff. Really, really happy with how this looks. It's done a great job of hiding the backstage area. Backstage is nicely connected. Yeah, really, really happy with the kind of like the layouts over here. I've got an empty space here that I need to add something in. I probably will add in a some kind of gift shop, and I'll have to figure out a way of pathing it round to get the deliveries over here. But yeah, really, really, really happy with this. And then over here, before we go under the monorail, we've got our first 2 rides, which is our swinging ship, which is on this cool like rock platform in this lake. Then we have our carousel as well, which again, just because you have to. Our little vending machine, I built a little vending machine video in our last, a little vending machine building in our last video, and I just kind of wanted to keep the vending machine thing going. I kind of like it. It's just this nice little refreshment kind of area. I could spruce up the building, and I probably will come back and do something about it. And then our first, I say big ride, I built the monorail, like I said, because I love monorails and I'm a nerd. And when I used to go to Disney as a kid, I'd always want to get on the monorail. And so I built one, and I just thought, why not? Let's build a monorail. Not realizing that it was going to have very high excitement rating. So I feel like I could possibly charge a bit more for that. I'm not sure why the excitement rating's so high. I don't know if it's got something to do with the fact it goes through a big tunnel or something like that. I don't know. But I just wanted to make a few adjustments to this station building. I just wanted it to kind of be half covered and the other half be more like a frame. So I'm just going to take away that half of roof over here and just build a frame over it like so. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's kind of what I was going for to an extent. I can't get like straight lines at the top of these cornice peaks because they're halfway through a grid. So not quite what I was going for, but it does what I want it to do. I'm happy with how that looks. I'm just gonna sort of fill in these bits as well, just so that everything looks like it's properly supported. Just pop a couple of cornices along there as well. Perfect. So just a little adjustment to that. The second little adjustment we're going to make is we're going to extend the queue, because the queue is always full because for some reason it has a really high excitement rating, and it's just not quite pulling in the amount of money that it should be with an excitement rating of that high. So by extending the queue a little bit, we can of course make some more money, which, you know, we're all about making that money. Just finish off with our fences just to make sure that that's properly done. And yeah, a few more squares should just mean we get a few extra riders on the monorail, which is just going to pull in that extra little bit of cash and make the monorail even more profitable than it has been already. If you actually have a look, it pulled in last month's profit was 223, but it has the potential for over 1,000, and that purely is just, I think, because I can't fit or couldn't fit enough people in the line. So we'll have a look now and see if that drives the profit up. Once you get through past the monorail track, you get through into the second kind of area where we have our first two more thrill rides, which is the Enterprise and the Jumper. Like before, really was trying to make sure we didn't suffer from vandalism, and it seems to have worked. I don't see any red in the overlay, so it seems to have worked. The thrill rides have happily meant that we're not experiencing vandalism in the park. This kind of frame here, I'm not quite sure if it fits the theme or not. Sometimes I look at it and I go, yeah, that's good. Other times I look at it and I think, oh, that looks a little bit like Asian, not sort of like not the kind of tropical Asian. Now I guess it has maybe like a bit of a Thai sort of vibe to it, which I guess could fit. So yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna get rid of it. I do like it, but it just I wasn't quite sure if it fit really what we were going for. While we're here, let's just pop some lights down in the queue for the Jumper, because those people are queuing in darkness. And we can do the same over here for the Enterprise as well. Perfect. Okay, and what we're also gonna add is the torches. We're going to add some of these to this frame here. Let's see if we can. There we go. Right, get one there. One there. Maybe some just here as well. I mean, that one would definitely be setting those palm trees on fire, but you know, we don't worry about safety here at Caldera because, you know, we just don't. Just finish up these ones, or putting a couple more of these torches on. Perfect. And then yeah, that side we probably this one we might be able to. That Enterprise I can't see because of the Enterprise. Yeah, that looks good. I think that gives it a nice little bit of extra theming. So really happy with that. Then finally over here we've got our junior coaster. We haven't built a station for it yet. I will do that in the next time lapse, but I'm not really going to go over these junior coasters anymore. They're junior coasters, we know how they work. It's a series of banked turns with some bunny hops and a few drops. The only unique feature of this one, and I probably could have saved it and done it in something a little bit more intense, because we should have the steel coaster now and the power coaster actually, so I could have done it in there, is this kind of dive under a path kind of trope. Probably could have done that in something a little bit more intense, but you know what, I just really wanted to do it, and this was the coaster I was working on, so we'll just kind of leave it at that. There's not too much I can do about it now. I do need to go in and sort of theme around some of these areas, get a bit more of the tropical sort of stuff going on, the palms and everything like that. But yeah, that's where we're at so far. Oh, and we didn't go through, sorry, we've got one more food place down here. This sign that just says your image here, I just haven't got an image for it yet. I maybe will go in and get one later. But yeah, this is our, if we hide the scenery again, this has got ice cream and hot dogs. So again, just another little food place and a little seating area to sit and eat your food. Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. Let's just I have nothing else to say. Let's jump back in. Let's get back into a time lapse and let's get this thing done. Okay, we are almost there. I decided not to go into another time lapse just because of how long this video already was and was becoming. So really what I wanted to do was just build the park out, get it nearly finished, and then get the moment that we complete the scenario, and then I will come back again a bit later when the park is actually finished, because I'm just having too much fun with this one. But we have sold our 800 tickets. We have our 70% park rating. In fact, I think it's much higher than that. Yep, it's currently 93, and we are just about to hit our goal. 2, 1, bop. Ta-da! Here we are. We have finished. We have completed all the goals. We didn't get the optional goals by the end of year 2 because I ran out of time and I was having so much fun with this one. It's absolutely been the most fun I have had playing Parkitect. What we'll do now, give me some time, let's finish off this park, and then I'll come back and I'll show off the completed thing. Okay, I'm done. It's July year 7, and mostly that's because I forgot to pause while building for a long time and then walked away and left the computer and it was just running along to itself. But also I've just been trying my best just to finish this off, and I'm really happy. Let's zoom out so you can see over the whole park. So not much has changed down here. In fact, I don't think anything has changed down here at all. I never filled this little space in, and I'm not going to go back and do it now. But we've built a station for our junior coaster. Nothing more than just something to cover the trains and cover some of the queue, just to provide some rain protection. There is a new food place. This is a pizza shop embedded in here, so just something for a little quick bite. And then we go round here to a couple of new sort of calm rides, which is the teacups and the wave swinger, and also just another food court. There's candy and drinks in there, soft drinks in there. But there's kind of like splash pad area. I know that they can't like really walk through here, but I just kind of like the idea of a little like splash pad in this like tropical themed park. And then finally we built a launch sort of steel coaster over here, which we will watch just the last little bit of it. Sort of not really that realistic, I don't think. We won't go over my lack of knowledge of realistic coasters, but it has good stats and it's putting me in a lot of money, and that was all that I really needed it to do. And down into the brake run, under the monorail track and up. And yeah, if we look at the stats, extreme excitement, medium intensity, low nausea. So yeah, it's done great. I don't really know what else to say, but yeah, that's it. I love this park. I've absolutely finished it to death. I'm not coming back here for a little while, but if you have enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like. Don't forget to click that subscribe button to be kept up to date with all future Parkitect videos. But until then, I will see you when I see you.